Gentlemen, it's 1912 online radio. You tuned into Football Conversations. This is your ultimate football conversation show. I'm not alone. It's Tepo Mabuza here as your host. I'm not alone. I'm with our residents, Lindani, Mshongo, Tisitso Mufoke, and Barnabas Khosi. So, before we dive into it, I just want to say congratulations to President of Mamelodi Sundowns, Patrice Motsepe, for managing to organize Barcelona to come through next week, Wednesday, at FNB Stadium, where Mamelodi Sundowns will be taking on the mighty Barcelona from Spain. We'll chat about that a bit later towards on the show, but let's get into it. We got here our first topic for the day. You know that the World Cup is officially a month away. So we're going to be looking at teams from Africa, teams that are going to be representing the continent, teams that we're hoping that can go further than just the group stages, second round, quarterfinals. We want someone in the same league this time around, We got Egypt here in Group A, and Egypt is in a fairly it's an interesting group whereby they are with Russia, the hosts, Saudi Arabia, and Uruguay. Khosi, just by looking at that group, what's your take? What are the chances for Egypt in this group?
Yeah, just to say hello to everyone. Looking at that group, I would think Egypt, out of most of the African teams, probably has a better chance of making it to the second round. They are grouped, as you said, with Russia. Russia, for the past couple of years, haven't been quite as competitive. The only reason that they are there is because they are the hosts of the World Cup. As we know, with us also hosting the World Cup, we weren't really the strongest team in the World Cup, but we were given that spot as the host of the World Cup. And then you have your Saudi Arabia. I think this is their first time in the World Cup. So Egypt.
Correction, of course, it's not their first time.
Oh, okay, cool.
They were with us in actually France '98.
Yeah, but it's not a real well-known team, to be honest. So for Egypt, I think they have a really good chance, not only just to make it out of the group, but actually to top it. The only the real hurdle that they will face is from Uruguay, and that's an aging Uruguay team with the likes of Suarez, even though Suarez still is probably one of the best strikers in the world. He's like 233 right now. So they don't quite have the firepower that they used to have in the olden days. And Egypt, out of all the African teams, I think they are the best suited to play almost sort of a European style of football. And also they have an ace in the sleeve with Mo Salah. They have
just on that thought, guys, if I could bring the rest of the panel here. The players that Egypt possesses, is it sufficient to take them through out of this group and further on into the World Cup?
Look, first and foremost, I don't think Egypt stand a chance. Pretty much, as much as they've been African champions a number of times, but this is a team that I think this might be their first World Cup ever. I'm not sure how it's either their first World Cup or their second World Cup, right? Ever.
Yeah, it's their third.
Right. What their third? Right. And when was the last time?
In the 70s.
In the 70s. So pretty much it's their first World Cup in a very long time. And this is the team that has conquered Africa on numerous occasions, but they just don't have the pedigree, man. They don't have the pedigree. They've never had what it takes to qualify for the World Cup in the first place. So I don't give them much of a chance. What you need to understand is that even during all of the friendly games that Russia's been playing, as much as it doesn't look like they're ready, as much as their readiness hasn't really been confirmed by their results, their previous results in friendlies. but these are players that have been playing that play in some of the biggest competitions in Europe. They've got well-known players like Akinfeev, the goalkeeper, very experienced Champions League goalkeeper, Takeover, who is their playmaker. They've got a couple of players. They've got a couple of players that can cause trouble for the opposition. And all that you need when it gets to that sort of stage, a World Cup stage, you need temperament. And Egypt just don't have temperament. You can't tell me just because one player has temperament, who happens to be the best player on the planet at the moment, just because one player has temperament doesn't mean the entire team have temperament. The defender from West Brom, he just got relegated. El Neni plays for Arsenal, so that says everything about him. So I really don't think
so
Egypt
you're not
are going to do
giving it
anything.
to
No. I think the people that are going to get the teams that are going to get out of this group are Uruguay for obvious reasons. It's not just about their star players like Jimenez and Suarez and Cavani, Muslera, the goalkeeper, all of those guys. It's not just about that. It's just they've got exactly what I just mentioned. They've got temperament. So I think it's Russia and Uruguay.
And then they've been around the block.
Of course, you need that. You really, really need that.
Lindani, would you agree with Kaizer sentiments?
With regards to this group, looking at its composition, my pecking order, firstly, before I comment on the prospects of Egypt going forward, I'd give it to Uruguay and Russia for obvious reasons. Russia, they've got the home ground advantage. They've got their home supporters rallying behind them. They've got the 12 men. And Uruguay, they are seasoned campaigners. They know how to go about with their business in the World Cup. I mean, they've been there for some previous installations of the World Cup. So experience and the DMT, as Tiseto has alluded on, will have a very big bearing on them in terms of proceeding to the knockout stages. With regards to the prospects of Egypt possibly proceeding to the group stages from their group, I don't think they can emerge then for obvious reasons. And they are heavily relying on Mo Salah, and you know the story with the World Cup. I mean, we can touch on a number of nations who have individual football players, such as Portugal, Argentina. But if you look at the accolades from the World Cup front, these respective players have been able to capture under their belt. There isn't anything they can show for as far as the World Cup is concerned. So with Mo Salah being their marksman, their marquee player going to the World Cup, I'm very wary of the fact that if he hits the snack, then the whole team will shut down, and of which it can happen. I mean, this is the World Cup. Everyone is there to ensure that they represent their nations in a very dignified manner. So their heavily reliance on Mo Salah informs me to say there's a very high prospect of them not being able to emerge out of that group or even come up second best to make it to the knockout stages.
Okay, guys. So if I understand you well, you say two of you are saying, they're not going to make it. There's only one person who's saying that at least hopeful for the African continent, and that's Khosi. We'll see once the tournament begins. How it pans out.
By the way, we didn't even mention Saudi Arabia. Apologies.
No. For me, they just appear.
No, at least they're gonna get nice tracksuits. At least.
So you know how the saying goes. Football isn't determined on paper. It's the 11 against 11 on the day. So I'm just hoping that the 11 for Egypt on each and every group game is up there, so that they can do us proud and get further than the group stages. This is Football Conversations. We're coming back, ladies and gentlemen. It's just a short break, and we'll be back after this.